What if I told you that Formula One is about to enter a new era marked by cars accelerating, engines becoming louder, and sustainability finally taking center stage? Formula One's power units are being redesigned in 2026 in ways that have the potential to fundamentally alter the sport as we know it. This is a revolution behind the hood, so forget about little adjustments. What is happening, however, and how will it affect the sport we all adore? Let's dissect it. The significance of 2026. Evolution has always been the lifeblood of Formula One. Racing is just one aspect of the sport. Another is innovation, pushing the boundaries of technology. F1 has been transformed by each change in regulations, whether it was a transition to turbos in the 1980s, the supremacy of V10s in the 1990s, or the hybrid era in 2014. However, 2026 marks a significant departure. It's a complete reinvention rather than just another update. Better racing, cleaner technology, and global relevance are the three objectives that the FIA and Formula One seek to balance. F1 was forced to change due to pressure from manufacturers, fans, and governments. The goal of this regulatory change is to ensure the sport's continued existence. F1 has to demonstrate that sustainability and speed can coexist if it is to thrive in a world that is rapidly electrifying. The MGU-H's demise. Let's discuss the most significant modification, the elimination of the MGU-H. For those unfamiliar with Formula One technology, the MGU-H was a sophisticated hybrid device that used hot exhaust gases to generate electricity. Early mastery of its efficiency provided manufacturers like Mercedes a significant edge. However, there was a problem. It was too costly, extremely intricate, and, to be honest, had little bearing on road automobiles. For new manufacturers seeking to enter Formula One, this presented a daunting challenge. Formula One intends to reduce development costs, simplify the power unit, and allow for the entry of new manufacturers by discontinuing the MGU-H in 2026. This single decision not only convinced Audi to join the sport, but also enticed Ford to return with Red Bull. It's evident that Formula One wants more participants, not less. A threefold increase in electric power. However, this does not imply that F1 is regressing. It's really doing the opposite. The electrical output of the 2026 engines will increase dramatically. The system that recovers energy while braking, the MGU-K, currently generates around 120 kilowatts. That will increase to 350 kilowatts in 2026, producing over 470 horsepower using just electricity. This mechanism is no longer a sidekick. Internal combustion engines will be almost equivalent to hybrid power. Electric boost will be the main attraction rather than a supporting act for the first time. Cars will accelerate more forcefully as a result of this change, and strategy will depend more on energy deployment. It would be like adding nitrous to an already crazy car if a driver saved up hybrid boost to initiate a surprise overtaking. Fuel that is entirely sustainable. However, the fuel has seen the most significant alteration. Carbon neutral, 100% sustainable fuel is being introduced in Formula One. You may be asking yourself, what does it mean? However, unlike conventional gasoline, this fuel isn't derived from oil. Rather, it is made from collected carbon from the atmosphere or bio-waste. The concept is straightforward. The fuel is essentially carbon neutral since it only releases a carbon that has already been absorbed when it burns. Why is the matter important? This is significant because Formula One aims to preserve the sound of combustion engines without compromising environmental sustainability, unlike Formula E, which has transitioned to electric vehicles. The worst part is that this gasoline isn't exclusive to Formula One. The FIA wants it to have an impact on trucks, vehicles, and even airplanes. Therefore, Formula One's transition to green technology in 2026 is not just for show. It may alter the gasoline used by the vehicles in your driveway tomorrow. A manufacturer's magnet. Manufacturers paid attention when sustainable fuel was introduced and the MGU-H was discontinued. In 2026, Audi will formally join Formula One as a partner with Sauber. Ford is returning to the market by partnering with Red Bull powertrains. Porsche has shown interest and may follow soon. This video is significant because more competition results from more producers. Fans recall how Red Bull has been losing ground lately and how Mercedes ruled the hybrid era from 2014 to 2020. In 2026, those monopolies could potentially crumble. Picture Red Bull, Ford, Audi, Mercedes, and Ferrari engaged in combat at the front. Fans look forward to competitions like that. The balance of ICE and hybrid. Internal combustion engines now provide the bulk of F1's power. However, the balance drastically changes in 2026. About 470 horsepower will come from the hybrid system, compared to 535 horsepower from the ICE. That is about a 50-50 distribution between electric and combustion energy. Consider how significant it is that Formula One, formerly the shrine of pure combustion, is now giving equal weight to electric power. We are evolving tradition, not abandoning it. Fans will also notice changes in sound. If the MGU-H isn't muting the turbo, engines should sound louder, rawer, and more aggressive. Even if the V10's scream will never be heard again, 2026 could get us closer to the sound that fans have been longing for. The Driver's Challenge. These new power units will test drivers in addition to engineers. It will become harder to manage energy deployment. Drivers will need to make strategic decisions about how to attack or defend, when to recharge, and when to release electric boost for optimum impact. Raw speed won't be the only factor anymore. Timing, accuracy, and analyzing the race like a chessboard will be crucial. By efficiently managing energy, a clever driver may outpace a speedier vehicle. You may anticipate hearing more about tactical hybrid bursts, battery recharging zones, and lift and coast. To put it simply, Formula One racing is going to become far more sophisticated. What are the future plans for racing? What impact will this have on Sundays? Then, closer racing. The performance difference between teams may narrow with more straightforward engines and standardized components. An additional approach. Drivers' usage of hybrid boost will determine whether they win or lose races, making energy deployment a weapon. A green showcase. Manufacturers may attract fans who are concerned about sustainability by showcasing state-of-the-art technology. If all goes according to plan, the races will be determined by brainpower just as much as horsepower, with tougher clashes and tighter grids. The obstacles that remain. Of course, things aren't always easy. The dangers associated with these alterations are high. Development costs, although they are lower now than they were before, creating new engines from the ground up is still quite costly. Reliability. There are usually teething problems with new technology. In the early seasons, expect breakdowns, penalties, and frustration. A reception of fans. Will fans get the visceral sensation they anticipate from the new engines? It can backfire if they make a dull sound or slow down the autos. The FIA must maintain a delicate balance between spectacle and sustainability. Nobody wants Formula E with a fuel tank. After all, the more comprehensive view. Why is all this technical data important to fans? This data is important because it relates to the future of the sport. Going green doesn't have to mean slowing down, as Formula One aims to demonstrate. Achieving these 2026 standards will guarantee Formula One's position as the highest level of racing for many years to come. They will also affect the maritime, aviation, and road vehicle industries, which need greener options. However, if Formula One makes a mistake, we may see another age when a single team dominates, or worse, spectators abandoning the show due to its dilution. Although 2026 is a risk, Formula One must take it. Like, share, and subscribe for more.